And on my desk today, I have a Cort C4 Plus ZBMH. It's a 4-string bass from Cort, of course, and Cort has been around for a while. They started in the 1960s importing pianos, and then by 1963 they moved to guitars and basses. And they made all their own guitars for a long time in the 70s. I remember that. And then after that, they started making copies. Ended up in a lot of litigation. Made it through it, and started making some high-end guitars for Ibanez, ESP, and similar names along that line in the rock world. Cort is known for their basses. They do make fabulous basses for the price. I think they make many good guitars for the price, to be quite honest. I played Cort acoustics that were fantastic, and Cort electric guitars that were fantastic. Yeah, they're really got their stuff together. Yeah, I like Cort guitars very well. Okay, as for this one, a young man owns this. He's a bassist in the school band, and a nice kid. It reminds me a lot of myself. I remember my mother bought me I think it was a 1973, around that time, Univox Stratocaster copy, like a Stevie Ray Vaughan type copy. And I really loved it. So I took everything apart. This is 1 week after I had it, and sanded it all down and everything. It took a while for me. It took years for me to get it back together. Needless to say, my mother was pissed. So this kid is far better than me. He just loosened everything up, took off knobs here, lost them, took off the truss rod cover, lost that, left all these loose, yeah. And backbowed the neck horribly, and is wondering why everything is buzzing. So, God bless him. It's great to be young, and so he's either going to end up as a musician or a guitar tech like me, or maybe even a little bit of both. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this neck, and I'm going to level it out, put the strings on, set the intonation, and make sure there's no buzzes, and the fret works fine. Looks like the fret is kind of scratched up here, so I might have to go over this a little bit with some fine steel wool. Believe you can hear the neck going, ah, that feels so good. I believe a little slight turn here and it's going to be fine. All right, we'll let that relax for a little while, and we'll turn our attention to the fretboard. I believe a little beeswax might help. And put that actually on the steel wool, and we'll kind of rub these marks out of there with the beeswax. There's a little beeswax, and I'll just take a little dab on there and just dab it across here, and I just want this to lubricate it. I don't want to scratch this up too much. I only want to take these lines that are in there. I don't know where they came from. And of course, this is good for the frets. Kind of, not that they need any work, that they're getting a little extra polish. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so, see, this came off real easy. What I'll do is I'll put a little dab of glue there, just one little tiny dab, and put it back here. Never put it on the bottom here because see this wood here, if you put it there and then you got to rip it up, a lot of times what it does is chips that wood out, so this never sits right again. So look at this right here. Usually put 1 or 2 dabs. Just put a little dab here and here. And it's fine. Or just 1 thin bead in the middle. Yeah. It's still there. I don't know what the... Ooh, there's a chunk out there. I've just seen that. It wasn't shown before. A little chunk right there. I can fill that in with a little CA glue. Alright, you see that there. We're going to rub that a little harder and see if we can get that out of there. These deeper marks need a little more aggression. I don't know where that came from. Oh, another chunk right out here. Wow. Is that coming from the... Where did this come from? That is not good. I mean, they are some big chunks. Yeah, I think you can see it now. There you go. That's quite bad. Oh, this is awful. Okay, we'll just have to see what we can do with this. This one is so close to the edge. Deal like that so the drop won't go off. We'll have to cover this up because it's so close to the fret wire. Take out a surgical blade for this one. Okay. I have to put a new blade in there. This is a bit dull. Okay, I got one good cut out of it. Okay. Okay, let me introduce you to the cute one of the group, Wendy. This is Wendy. Say hello, Wendy. Give that very cute look that you give me to everybody so they know how you get me wrapped around your finger so easily. Now, I cleaned off the body. Looks great, front and back. Let me turn it over. Just wiping down the residue. I always say leave the oil on or whatever you clean it off with on for a little bit. And then just whatever dries will dry, and then the residue you come and just wipe off the little bit of residue. If you don't, then what happens is you touch it and it just spreads fingerprints everywhere. Anyway, I looked at this. These are loose, but like I bring up in some of my videos, people like to use power tools on these or over tighten them, and things like these little screws, they strip out so quickly. Just get enough space to slide a toothpick down in there. Okay, there we go. Let's move these off to the side. Follow the same game plan. nice and tight. Cut it close. Same thing to the other hole. Get that nice and close. Okay. Slide that over the hole. You have to start it with the small one. Only use the big one to tighten it up. My bigger one for some leverage. There we go. There you go. Okay, and we're all tight again and good to go. Now we can come over here and scrape these off. Okay, so right here, we use both your eyes and your fingers. Okay, that's it. Feels like we got. I'll rub this out. Very, very, very fine abrasive. Smooth these ends a little bit where the fingers go over. Okay, so now that we've scraped off all that CA glue, sanded any rough spots, the fretboard seems pretty good again. You run into where some customer brings in a guitar or you personally lose a screw and you find the screw but it's not black like you want it to be, so that's okay. You find yourself a black scripto, a marker for now, and you just paint the head of that. For my own records, and tell the customer brought these strings. They were already on it. It looks like to be a 5-string bass. There's another string flying around over there, the thinnest one, but I'll leave that off. And it looks like this one was kinked quite a bit, so hopefully that doesn't break. The strings are on. They're not the right strings for this bass. I brought for a 5-string bass XL, but they're kind of damaged already, so they really need a new pair of strings on it. But okay, we got it back together. The neck was adjusted. Let's see if there's any buzz. So far, so good. Okay, sounds good. Ready to go and go back to the customer. Peace, and remember, write comments what you'd like to see, and if you got some really awful guitar you're ready to throw out, don't throw it out. Mail it to me. I'll make a video of it. So yeah, don't throw it out. If it can be fixed, I can fix it. And if you're interested to see what to do and learn, send me the junk that you're ready to throw in the garbage and we'll see what I can do to fix it. Okay? I'll be happy to take it. Just go to my website at www fixguitarsbangkok.com. fixguitarsbangkok.com. Okay? And from there you can send me a message and tell me you'd like to send me a piece of junk that you're ready to throw out and had enough with. And perhaps I can do something to make a video of it and make it interesting for you to watch, okay?